For some possible sleepers in this upcoming draft, here's Andrew Touhey.
Thanks, Drew. Day 2 of the NFL Draft is when teams look to replace their players they have lost during the offseason and attack their needs. Here are some young, talented players that could hear their names called rounds 2 to 3. My number 3 most underrated player is Zach Moss, the boss, running back from Utah. Coming off 3 straight 1,000 rushing yard seasons with 38 total rushing touchdowns. Moss is a patient running back with quick bursts as he uses his lower body to open up running lanes, carry defenders, and not go down easy. The Los Angeles Rams decided to move on from 3-time Pro Bowler Todd Gurley, which is why I have Moss taking his talents to LA with the 84th overall pick. At number 2, I have Michael Pittman, wide receiver from USC. With his 6'4" size, Pittman is one of the most physical receivers in this draft and has proven to take the top off the defense with his strong hands, toughness, and ability to run a full route tree. He is known for his pro-style run blocking as he is not afraid to put a good hit on a defender to help his running back out. Pittman would be an ideal fit with the Minnesota Vikings' 89th overall selection as they look to help Kirk Cousins stretch the field after trading star receiver Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills. And the number 1 most underrated player in this year's draft, a guy who likes to get the college party started, from Arizona State wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. During his senior season, he totaled 65 receptions, over 1,100 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns. He is known for his quick bursts into his routes and ability to destroy defenses off of man coverage. He's known as the yards after catch king, where most of his explosive plays have come from. The New York Jets need a playmaker for Sam Darnold, and I have them selecting him with the 48th overall pick. Those are players you do not want to sleep on. Hopefully, some GMs wake up and realize that they have plenty of talent in rounds 2 to 3. Over the years, the NFL has transformed into an empire where there is an art and skill of finding the next franchise player. Whether it's size, speed, hype, or collegiate success, there's something all these players have in common: disappointment. These are the top 5 NFL draft busts of all time. Number 5, Tim Couch. In 1999, the resurrected Browns franchise selected first overall Kentucky's Tim Couch. Couch was placed with a terrible offensive line, being sacked a career-high 56 times his rookie year and was constantly injured, only starting a full season once in his 5 years in Cleveland. Couch's air raid offense that made him famous in college failed to transition in the NFL, as this couch potato went 22-37 as a starter. Number 4, Rick Mirer. Rick Mirer was seen as the next great quarterback to come out of Notre Dame when legendary coach Bill Walsh compared him to Joe Montana. The Emerald City would fall for fool's gold, selecting Mirer with the 2nd overall pick in 1993. Mirer struggled to read an NFL defense, forcing passes when being pressured and not being able to throw towards his left side of the field. Mirer would play for 7 teams in 12 seasons, finishing with a disappointing 50 touchdowns and 76 interceptions. Number 3, Tony Mandarich. Nicknamed the Incredible Bulk by Sports Illustrated, many scouts believe Michigan State offensive tackle Tony Mandarich was the greatest offensive line prospect ever. The Green Bay Packers selected Mandarich 2nd overall in the 1989 draft. However, Mandarich's size, speed, and hype was all for nothing when it was revealed he was a heavy PED user all through college and leading up to the draft. The Incredible Bulk turned incredible bust. Number 2, Jamarcus Russell. The most recent draft day blunder on our list is when the Oakland Raiders selected a 6'6", 260-pound quarterback with a rocket arm from LSU, 1st overall in the 2007 NFL Draft. Russell's poor work ethic and lack of preparation led to his huge disappointment in the NFL, lasting only 3 years with the team, and finishing his dismal career 7-18 as a starter. This is a pick the Raider Nation wished they could have back. Number 1, Ryan Leaf. The granddaddy of all sports busts is when the San Diego Chargers selected Washington State quarterback Ryan Leaf 2nd overall in the 1998 NFL Draft, 1 pick after the Colts got their future first ballot Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. Many scouts felt Leaf had the higher upside than Manning, although Leaf would go on to win just 4 games in 3 years as a starter in San Diego, tossing 14 touchdowns with an embarrassing 36 interceptions.
I'll be getting a little help from my co-host Andrew Touhey, where we'll be breaking down the best of the best. Let's get right into it. Touhey, start us off with number 10.
Thank you, Crooks. At number 10, the greatest comeback ever. With future Hall of Fame quarterback Jim Kelly out of the lineup with a knee injury, the Buffalo Bills looked to second-string quarterback Frank Reich to lead the charge. After trailing the Houston Oilers 35-3 early in the third quarter during the 1992 wildcard round, Frank Reich guided the Buffalo Bills on a comeback run, tossing 4 touchdowns and leading the Bills to a 41-38 victory in overtime. The 32-point comeback remains an NFL record to this day. Number 8, the catch. One of the best teams of the 70s colliding with the team of the 80s. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana connects with tight end Dwight Clark in the right corner of the end zone for the game-winning touchdown to defeat the Dallas Cowboys 28-27 in the 1981 NFC Championship game and spark a dynasty. It was a madhouse at Candlestick, and the comeback kid was born. Number 6, the drive. The most painful 5 minutes and 32 seconds Cleveland has ever had to endure, and the closest the Browns have ever got to going to a Super Bowl. John Elway led the Denver Broncos on a 98-yard touchdown drive against the Cleveland Browns to send the 1986 AFC Championship game into overtime and eventually win 23-20. This is arguably the most painful loss in Cleveland sports history. Number 4, the guarantee. "We're going to win the game, I guarantee it," said New York Jets quarterback Joe Namath leading up to the big game. Broadway Joe and the Jets would guarantee victory over the heavily favored Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III, pulling off a 16-7 upset, marking the first victory over an NFL team in American Football League history, and ultimately leading to the two leagues merging in 1970. Number 2, the perfect season. There has only been one NFL team to finish an entire season undefeated in the Super Bowl era. Don Shula's 1972 Miami Dolphins completed a perfect 17-0 season, defeating the Washington Redskins 17-14 in Super Bowl VII. The 72 Fins were voted the number 1 team of all time, according to NFL.com, and these guys are still raising their champagne glasses to this day. The NFL has been around for 100 seasons, and these are moments that have cultivated fans for generations. With new rising stars and teams, will this list look a little different in the next 100 seasons? We shall see.